we're back to Castlevania Legacy of Darkness. I'm Alex, and this is going to be a little weird because I've lost the actual commentary audio file that I had for this game. I have no idea what the hell happened to it. I blame Jessica. She probably did something, some kind of voodoo. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to try and do a little post-commentary while I'm watching my own video and watching me fail. Okay. So, what to talk about? Well, how about the channel? And why did we really start this shit? Well, there's way better people out there that can do LPs and other little funny stuff like Markiplier and Two Best Friends. Right on top of my head. Well, I have explained this before a little bit. We have been playing games for years together. Years. I had to say, one of my earliest experiences with games was back when I was 6. That would have made Jessica 5, and we got a Sega Genesis that came with a copy of Sonic. And that's where it all started. And yeah, from there, we got into the gaming thing. Growing up and being so close in age to one another really helped us become more like friends, than maybe some other siblings are, because they have such an age gap. And if I remember right, at this part I'm going to fail several times, and it's mostly going to be the last platform. But luckily they're very forgiving at this part because they give you that little ledge to catch yourself on. They could have just been dicks and flatten out the rest of that there and let you fall to your death every time. Ooh. And I think I hit myself against this blade a couple of times too because I'm stupid and I can't time anything. Yep. Okay. So, yes, why did we bother recording and posting anything? Well, it seemed like fun. That sounds kind of like the same answer somebody would give, say, if you asked them, why do you base jump off of buildings? Well, it seemed like fun. And, yeah, it is kind of fun. I'm the only one that does the video editing. So, that can be kind of a pain, but not really. As you can tell by the extraordinary quality of our videos, that I obviously spend all of like 30 minutes doing editing. I know a lot of the older videos, the first ones we did, were super rough, and that's because we had shit, why didn't I grab that ledge? I hate watching myself play games. A lot of that was I was being super fucking lazy and setting the mic up to pick up the audio, like all of the audio, from the television to us, and then just smashing that all together with the video feed. So all the audio went through the microphone, and then there was just the video feed. And so at the end of it all was a video and just a bit of commentary on it. Almost had it there. Keep trying. And that ended up being somewhat really low quality, but it was so easy to do, I just felt like we'd get away with it. And it's not like we were trying to turn this into a business. Because there's no way I could make a living out of sitting here editing videos all the damn time. I'd kill myself. There you go. 15th time's the charm. So yeah. There's no way I could do this for a living. This is just for fun. It really is. Why am I standing there? Oh, I think I was saying something about how this is nearly the end of it, and we're going to a boss fight now, and I gotta do a sliding thingy down this roof here, which could straight up kill me. Yeah, safe side, death side. That's the road. And so just slide down this thing here. Nope, didn't want the cross. We want to keep those axes. So yeah, that's kind of where the channel started, and that's just where it's going to stay. We're not in it for the money at all. We're just having fun. Jessie has way more fun doing versus videos than she does doing anything else. And even with the time constraints, though, she does everything she can to make times for us to record Fable, and especially do the verses. Alright, going over to the boss platform. And I'd made comments on this is my favorite boss in the game. And one of the things about Castlevania Legacy of Darkness is they went back and they added bosses in. You know, in addition to the outer wall being a whole new place, they also threw in this really cool boss, the Harpy. It makes really, really bad chirpy noises, but I still like it. Yes, use your lock on. I would use my lock on if I remember what button it was. I'll have to figure that out. So I'm just going to throw axes at random. Oop. And get fucked. There. I think the Harpy only has like a few attacks. It has that dive bomb attack and then the feather daggers. And then you're going to see an attack in a second here. When I stand still. Yep, there we go. I didn't actually mean to show that off. I just fucked up. Ooh. And almost died there. Yep, time to use a healing kit. But yes, Legacy of Darkness added a few new areas and also added some bosses. When you're playing through Reinhardt's game, he ends up going to, oh, what the hell is it called? The Underground Mine, something like that. And she's dead now. Just kind of bleeding from places. He goes to the Underground Mine, and he ends up fighting the Arachnid Queen. Well, she has some interesting attacks. She actually has a one-hit kill. They can catch you from across the arena, as she'll hit you with her webbing, and then draw you in and just suck all the blood out of you. I was trying to look for the sprite there. Then in Carrie's playthrough, when you go through the waterways, the underground waterways, you end up fighting Medusa. And the concept art was really good for that one. Is she used a snake as a bow and other smaller snakes as arrows and shot them at you. And the biggest problem there was poison, really. And the smaller snakes could stun lock you, and she could come up and hit you. If I remember right, the Arachnid Queen had 2 stages, actually. Had the stationary stage where she would, I want to say, sent smaller arachnids after you. I'm sure as hell not going to play through that again just to find out. Sent smaller arachnids after you, and then did that one-hit web kill thing. And then she would break apart from her thorax, and then chase you around and hit you with a, I think it was some kind of a spear or halberd or something like that. Maybe a glaive. I'm not sure. But yeah, she had a second form. And if I remember right, Medusa could actually turn invisible for a little bit. It wasn't too hard to trap because it was like Predator invisible, and where it's just kind of Ripley air. I think I made a comment about Silent Hill fans there. The Art Tower, or as I always call it, the Tower of Art, is a new area also. And it is horribly contrived. It's another big-ass stupid puzzle area. And it uses sun and moon cards out the fucking ass. Yep. I have to get keys. Thankfully, though, the enemies that you encounter, which are armors, first time encountering them, they will drop Sun and Moon cards randomly. They're not hard to deal with. Pardon me if I take it a drink. I'm catching something. I don't know what it is. I can feel it in the back of my throat. I'm trying to stay lubricated and hydrated. So yeah. I find myself many times as I'm playing this game again that my memory fails me. I think I stopped to talk about the Sun and Moon card and the doors and that kind of dumbass puzzle shit again, because I had mentioned in an earlier video of this playthrough about the Sun and Moon cards, and I think just start randomly picking doors. Yay, power up. And a contract. That's the immersion system in this game, which is pretty handy. Also, spoiler alert, if you spend like so many thousands of gold with him, he becomes a boss character towards the end. He's not particularly hard. It's just kind of an annoyance, because I'm pretty sure there's not another save after him. And so if you actually end up dying to him or wasting all your items, then you just, it's tough shit. Also, something I note later on in the video, I remember, is that depending on the door you come through is what side the armors will spawn on. So, like you can see, I came out of that side door along the longer wall, and they formed in those two far corners. And you'll see as I go through another door that they'll spawn the opposite side of the room again, which is something I'd never noticed before. Yep, there's going to be a lot of this going into the menu, scrolling all the way down to the bottom because I can't organize my items, and finding the card I need. I'm trying to use, okay, then another reference to I have the tea bag stuff in order to pick it up. I don't know what the hell's that about. Just wonky hitboxes. And you see again, yes, they spawn on the opposite side of the room. Oh, and I ate shit there. I ate shit again. Moon card, which I get too fucking many of them. Alright. And I believe this door will finally lead me to where I need to go, which is, yay, platforming. Not just any old platforming though, just moving platforms. This run right here is not hard. Just make sure you have some health or something you can heal yourself with, because trying to jump this is fucking pointless. Because it can just fuck you up. Just duck under that. There's 4 of them. Yeah. You'll take 2 hits going down. No, wait, 3. Shit. There's 1 hit going back up. We'll see that in a second, though. But yeah, it's not worth trying to jump that, because despite clearly moving forward, your character's just going to jump straight up in the air unless you hit a direction. And as you can see, he jumps like a rabbit on crack. He just takes off. That switch reversed the platform so we can get back up. It also changed the trajectory of the flames there. Alright, so now we have a moon door. And back into the menu. And all the way down. I think I was contemplating whether or not to heal. I don't think I'll do that until I start heading back up or I get to the back to the top. I can't remember now. Okay. And that's going to be the second art tower key. Yeah. At least there's a save crystal. The next one, nowhere nearly as forgiving. We'll see that in a minute when I get through dicking around. Moon card. Like, you see, even the game knew that was going to be a pain in the ass to constantly be switching cards up. And so, they give you plenty of drops. Plenty of them. And there's like 2-3 contracts in this area. 2. There's one on each side of the hallway, off the main hall, where you can just buy cards. And they hardly cost anything. They're like 200 gold, I think. I ended up buying some, I think, Sun cards. Because, as you can see, my drop rate for the Moon card seems to be pretty fucking high. Alright. Yep. And I have to use a card to get the fuck out of here. Oh, man. I mean, in theory, it's cute. They did it with that damn, what was it? Game Boy Advance game. What the hell was that called? Not a Castlevania game. It was the one that had the light sensor on the top of it. I can't remember the fucking name. I never played it. My buddy Will, you on YouTube may know him as DragonWag88. Does a shit ton of rhythm games. He actually played that game. I don't know, to completion, or did he get frustrated with the mechanics? Because it was one of those weird-ass Nintendo games that encouraged you to go outside. Because you could not trick the sensor, from what I remember. You couldn't just take a flashlight and hold it up over there. Golden Sun. Was it Golden Sun? Shit, no, it wasn't Golden Sun. Hell, he played that one too. Hell, most we just played Tactics Ogre. And watched him play Final Fantasy VII. So, yes. How about we talk about Castlevania then? Why I love Castlevania. Well, Castlevania was one of those games that actually brought my family together. It was Castlevania Bloodlines. And I remember all of us sitting around and taking turns playing it. And taking turns in the Castlevania games. Like, when you died, then, you pass the controller on to somebody else. It's not, obviously turn-based game. But yeah. And that was always fun. But, yeah. Castlevania's always been kind of close to my heart. There's not really a Castlevania I don't like. Really. Let's see. Obviously good ones in the series, Symphony of the Night. What was it? Lament of Innocence wasn't bad. Or Curse of Darkness, which were the first and the second 3D games after the N64 titles. And I still really like the N64 titles. Like I've said in other videos, Castlevania Legacy of Darkness is probably my favorite Castlevania. For a handful of reasons. They tried to do something a little bit new, while at the same time holding, to the Castlevania kind of formula there, and making it work in a 3D platform. And I don't know, it seems like a lot of the time people complain more about the graphics, and I really hate that. People bitch and moan about graphics. Why don't you make your own game? See how well that works out for you. Now, yeah, if the graphics are so bad that you can't operate the game, then yeah, there's a problem there. If a game isn't playable, there's an obvious issue. But this game is very playable. A lot of what happens in the next little platforming run I do is mostly because I haven't played in years, and this is an area that requires a lot of patience and dexterity, which is two things I lack in large amounts. If it was possible for me to roll a negative for dexterity, yeah, I've rolled 2 negatives. I think here I buy... Do I buy anything, or do I just fuck off? I was thinking about buying cards, I think, or something. It's not going to matter shortly because I'm going to die. Yep. So yeah, definitely I'm actively spending money with him because I want that boss fight at the end so I can look super cool in front of everybody. Yeah, I'm not gonna be looking super cool in front of anyone. Yeah, you can't carry anymore. Alright. This next little platform run is the biggest pain in the ass. It's probably one of the hardest parts in the game, to be honest. If you're not used to controls, and if everybody who's actually been keeping up with the channel knows, we were on hiatus for a little while, about mid-November to end of December for handfuls of reasons. Yeah, here I'm trying to see what I can do about that, but I can't. Oh, and I die in a very weird way. I never noticed that he fell down there and did the moonwalk. And I was checking to see did I get that key, because that was the last place I saved. I was retarded and did not save in the main hall. And I'm realizing that and cursing very loudly. And then I sigh and give up. That yes, I'm going to have to play through that section again. That happens. The controls in the game are already kind of floaty, which is not a big deal when you realize the sensitivity of it. But as I had stated, I believe in the video just before this one, that I had purchased a replacement analog for my N64 controller and put it in, and it's like brand spanking new. This is, I don't even remember the controller ever being that sensitive. And it's great because before I was having to really, really press up on the analog to get him to even go into his running animation. And that was in like the first 3 videos. 3 or 4 videos. I can't remember exactly when I started using the new analog. We also bought a new controller, mostly for verses that we will be doing on the N64 console. I'm not going to tell you what we're going to play, but we will be doing some for the N64. If I'm right, I'm going to dick around like one more time and then just give up and just bash my head against the puzzle. The puzzle that is that platforming garbage. Yeah, I'm going to go out through here. Oh, yes, I was smart enough to save this time. Those damn Sun and Moon cards are so annoying. Still love this game, though. Don't get me wrong. The newer Castlevanias aren't too bad. What's Lords of Shadows? Is it Shadow or Shadows? I can't see from here. I actually have a gaming shelf nearby, but I can't read the titles from here. Anyway, those games weren't too bad. I actually liked them. Oh, that was cool. I don't even know if I talked about that, but the knights are one of like the few enemies that can just block your weapons, as you can see. And I'm low on health. I think I came in here to do all that again. Yep. Go back and buy some shit. But yeah, I played all the way through the first one. I still haven't finished the second one, but it's really good. It can be really fast paced and very actiony for me. I suck ass at roll canceling out of combos, so I end up getting pegged by enemies, and the fucking skeleton enemies are the worst goddamn thing for me to face off against. Little lesser vampires are not a big deal. You know, even the bosses that I've fought so far haven't been a big challenge. And yeah, I'm gonna use a roast beef there. But yeah, I really like the games. They're very pretty. They actually did a really good job on some of the graphics. I wish I'd been able to do more in the, you know, with the DLC from the first game. I kind of got burnt out a little bit after that, and really just started playing Skyrim. I think I noticed that I can walk inside that, and I was looking for an item. There's no item in there. I thought about starting the next video inside of that. Yeah, well, what the hell distracted me from the second one? Huh. No, I don't even remember. Yes, fuck it. Sun card. Yeah, the armors can really fuck you up, but they're slow. Okay. I'm pretty sure I failed this 2 more times. I think I'm actually trying to figure out how many seconds in between this thing exploding to the point where I can drop down on there and the next one comes running down. I think I just make it there. That's it, get up. Auto view is such a pain in the ass, especially when I jump up in here and I fuck myself up. So I already know I'm going to die on this run. Yep, nice jewel. And see, the auto view is fucking me up here. Because I'm going to jump down, I'm not going to be able to see what's coming. See, I tried to correct it, but I couldn't. Oh, and I run off. Which, that's not a huge drop. Oh, I guess the game just calls it a dead zone. You know, they treat water. And I think there's one part, or one time I attempted, and I just one-shot it, just right up there. Other games I like. One game we plan on playing, not an LP, but we're going to do it in verses, I'll go ahead and tell you that, is the block puzzle game called Catherine. That was a fun game, and it super surprised me. Because I sure as hell didn't buy it until after I tried the demo that came out. And that's like almost one surefire way to get me to buy a game is let me play a demo before it comes out. And if I really like it, hell, I'll pre-order the damn thing. Because I sure as hell like bonuses. I love pre-order bonuses. Most of my damn gaming shelf is pre-order bonuses. I got a pre-order bonus for Dragon Guard 3. Don't ask me why I bought that game. I don't know why. I think I was drunk. I know I was a lot younger. Oh yeah. God damn, I forgot about that. I tried to run to the second platform. I remembered something, but I remembered it incorrectly. If you just go straight into that room and just take off running up that track, you can make it to that second platform before the first cart comes down. You have that much time. But you sit around and wait for that first cart to already come down, you're not going to have that kind of interval again. You're going to get killed. And there's no way to hang on to the side of the track. Yeah, at this point, I gave up fucking around the other rooms and getting the money and whatever else. I'm like, just fuck this, let's get this over with, get to the top of those fucking stairs. I am over this shit already. Alright. Now, like I said, I was remembering that trick, but I was remembering it incorrectly. I try to change the views like it's going to matter. Because as soon as you touch the track, auto view. And I jump the fuck off. Alright, I'm pretty sure I get on the next one though. But yeah, it's just the floaty controls. And another thing, saving the game, it's kind of inconvenient to rotate your saves in this one. You know, if it was, a different matter, than going back in and doing the copy and all that kind of stuff, and making sure I didn't copy over, what I needed to keep, then I could have just gone back and just played the section again with all the screaming and cursing in real time, instead of doing this post-commentary stuff. Which, if you hadn't noticed with all the dead air, I'm just pulling stuff out of my ass at this point. Ugh. Yeah, I love that soundtrack though. I actually bought the soundtrack to the first game. Little hidden gem of a comic book store used to carry that kind of stuff. That was back before I even got my first job. And sure enough, I get my first paycheck from my first job, and that store's out of business. I was going to blow all last $63 of my paycheck in that store. But nope, gone. Big fat sign. Nope. I died there. Big fat sign on the door. No longer in business. And it kind of sucks. Anybody who hasn't picked it up by my accent, we live in the South. And usually if it's not football or beer or something to do with shooting woodland creatures, there's not a huge demand for it. So yeah, finding a good comic book store in this area is kind of hard. There's one, it's kind of out of the way as far as where I live and where it's located. So this definitely is something I do a special trip for. Vanilla Coke. Okay. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it on this run. Because I'm thinking at this point I'd like just shut up and just focus on the game. And I was going to fast forward through it, but, post commentary. Why not? Just keep fucking talking. Oh, close. Hanging on the corner. I decided to move around and move up. This is a neat idea. I think it maybe could have been done better. No, I didn't fucking make it that time. God damn, how many times is that? 6? If I remember right, they used the same music track Same for the night, but where at? I'm trying to remember now. Let me think. Was it in the main hall? In the area surrounding the first place where you meet Maria. Which Symphony Night's a fun game. We might do a playthrough of that later on. Which, by the way, I have made Jesse swear me an oath that I will not be soloing another LP again. Even if I end up losing the audio and having to do post-commentary, she's going to be here for that shit. And yeah, I know, she's not too chatty to start with. Mostly because she's tired, like me. But, you know, we try. Like I said before, we're really just doing this for fun. And so it's when we have the time to do it and the energy. I do feel bad, though, when I don't stick to the schedule that I set for myself. Which is, you know, RPGs on Tuesday, versus videos on Wednesdays, and action-adventure kind of games on Thursday. Because, you know, when you have a hobby, you gotta stick to it. It's fun. Oh, whoa! Yeah, I think this is the run I'm making. I just did make that one. I thought about it, and then, nope, hold on. There we go. There's some more ridiculous garbage that comes up later that's not nearly as hard as this. There we go, and we're up. We're gonna stop. Will I stop in here? No, I go in, don't I? I think this is the point where I was like trying to not breathe heavy on the mic. But man, there's some more bullshit to the art tower. I know the clock tower's got a lot of roundabout garbage to it, but the art tower is where they just dumped all the puzzles they came up with in their little war room they have at Konami. And that's the art tower key 1. And the only saving grace they have here is that there's a save jewel. And yeah, I believe there I called it end. So thank you for listening. Hopefully next time I won't lose the audio and we can enjoy this a little bit differently. But thanks for watching.